Life can be very hard sometimes. There's moments that will just absolutely push you to your very limits. And beyond just feeling sad or hopeless about it, these moments in life can sometimes make you question everything. They can break you down as a person. Now, I'm not trying to sound overly dramatic about it, but I'm sure you all have experienced a moment or an experience in your life that really just probably brought the worst out of you, if I can say that, or maybe a better way of saying it would be tested you in a way that you've never been tested before. Maybe you just went through a very difficult breakup or the loss of a relationship. Maybe you had some difficulties in your job or your career, or maybe you had to say goodbye to a loved one. Something that I actually had to experience not too long ago, after saying goodbye to our pet birds, and also my aunt. These moments in life are obviously very difficult. There's no easy way to address them. But this video is more than just a motivational video to help push you go forward. In many ways, it's actually a video to help you slow down, to help you realize what these challenges are ultimately for. Because ultimately, challenges are there in your life for a reason. They don't just appear willy-nilly. They appear because they're trying to give you some sort of a lesson, some form of a wisdom. In fact, if you think about it, challenges are in many ways the greatest teachers in disguise. No one openly wants to be challenged, right? No one openly wants to experience the death of a loved one or feel some sort of a way that makes them feel down about themselves about or question their life. But inevitably, when these moments do occur, if we respond to them in the appropriate way, there's so much growth and evolution in who we are that we probably would not have experienced had we not had that challenge. In fact, there's this beautiful quote by Eckhart Tolle, which I'm sure if you've been reading his works or if you've been just even listening to some of the videos on this channel, you probably have come across. And it goes something like this: life is not meant to make you happy. It's meant to help you awaken. Now, take a moment to let that quote sink in. What do you mean life is not meant to make me happy? We all want to be happy in life. That part is certain. But if life is not meant to make us happy, then what are we living for? Why are we here right now? Virtually everything that we do, from the moment we wake up to the moment we put our heads down and go to sleep, all of it, either directly or indirectly, is meant to make us happy, right? We push forward in our jobs and careers so we can make a living, so we can do something with that living, so we can buy the things that we want, so that we can support our families and ultimately be happy, right? We pursue the hobbies and activities that bring us pleasure and bring us happiness. There's so many different examples of the ways that we seek happiness, but there's probably one area that we've missed, and that's how do we appropriately respond to challenges? Because that in and of itself is also a form of happiness, a deeper form of happiness, if I can even call it that. Perhaps a better word for it would be a sense of inner peace, a sense of fulfillment. Because often the things that will bring us happiness today will not be the things that bring us happiness tomorrow. We're always changing. Life is always changing. But despite all of this change, despite all of this unpredictability, there is also a level of inner peace. There is also a level of silence and stillness deep within our core that never changes. That same silence is there when we get a promotion, or when we meet the love of our life, and that same silence is there when we have to say goodbye to someone at the grave. Happiness won't be found probably in a cemetery. Happiness probably won't be found during the midst of a difficult challenge, but peace can always be found. And I think really, if you think about that quote, what it ultimately means, I think that's the core of that quote is that happiness will come and go, and the same is true with sadness, but peace is there to stay. And if we look at challenges as teachers, then we can ultimately gain peace from them. We can ultimately learn something from them. You see, the motivation whenever we experience some sort of challenge is to either run away from them, to ignore them, to push through them by sheer grit and determination, but never to really stop and to learn what those challenges are really trying to say. Now, this isn't always the case, right? Some of us are really good about taking that time to reflect, seeing where they can grow. But a lot of us, unfortunately, just keep repeating those same challenges over and over again. It's a little bit like grade school. If you don't learn the lesson, then you're bound to repeat those same mistakes over and over again. You have to retake that class in order to graduate and move on to the next grade. Life is no different, right? If we don't learn the lessons from a particular challenge, then inevitably we will probably face those same challenges some point later in life. Maybe not in the same form, but more or less, those same challenges will creep up. And if we can look at it from that perspective that there's no more running away anymore, there's no more room for complaining or being ungrateful for challenges. There is simply a room for being open to any challenge that comes your way. And once those challenges do arrive, to be able to look at them straight in the eye and to say, this challenge will not break me, but in some ways it will help me. In some ways it will push me to become better, to grow, and to ultimately awaken and live the life that I'm supposed to live. So I hope you guys take some time, either, right after this video or whenever you have some free time, to just really reflect on some of the challenges that you're facing. It could be something that happened a while ago or something that's pretty fresh, something that you think might happen, and either write down or think about what are some of the ultimate lessons and takeaways from these challenges. I promise if you do this exercise, you will gain a different appreciation for the challenges of your life. You may not still fully accept them, you may not fully embrace them, but at the very least, you'll see that for all the negative things that you might associate with this challenge, there's also some positives as well. There's also an opportunity to gain something from these challenges. It's not always a loss. It's not always, I'm not getting to where I need to be. It's maybe I am getting to where I need to be, but perhaps in a different way than I originally thought. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out either directly or drop a comment below, and I will do my best to try to answer your questions and provide any clarity. But I just want to leave you with the final takeaway that while life can be hard sometimes, it's actually the difficulties that bring the beauty of life, right? Imagine living the same life over and over and over again and not experiencing any growth, not experiencing any change. Humans are designed to grow. We're designed to evolve, right? Even if you do nothing at all and you lock yourself up, you will still grow older every day because it's in our DNA. It's in the core of who we are to constantly grow. And so I'll leave you with that. And if you like the video, please don't hesitate to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. But otherwise, thank you again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on another one of these videos.